You may recognize this phone. It's OnePlus 9, the first phone made within collab with Hasselblad. Or this Xiaomi 12 Ultra collabing with Leica. Of course, this isn't the first time a phone manufacturer has teamed up with a brand that's better known in camera circles. In fact, it isn't even the first time we've seen the Hasselblad logo on a phone. Motorola teaming up with a brand to make an ill-fated Moto mod for its Motorola Moto Z phone. Not only phones, brands that make cameras, such as Panasonic, also partnered up with Leica to develop L2 technology that will bring together the strengths of both Leica and Lumix brand. However, the reasons behind these partnerships go much beyond cashing in on legacy. What are they? And why even these legacy brands are collabing with every other brand? Find out in today's video. A smartphone maker's collaboration with a reputable legacy camera manufacturer gives people the impression that the product developed because of the partnership will be just as good as the products by the legacy camera maker. OnePlus and Xiaomi follows this exact strategy. From its inception, OnePlus has had issues with its camera. However, by partnering with Hasselblad, they've been able to market themselves as experts in the field, even though in reality, their cameras still struggle in going toe-to-toe against most cameras found in other flagship devices. None of the OnePlus phones that come with the Hasselblad logo has any physical components that Hasselblad has developed. Instead, they only do the color science that goes into making a modern Hasselblad. In an insulting manner, one can consider it as a filter, although that wouldn't be entirely fair to neither OnePlus nor Hasselblad. Smartphone cameras have a tendency to oversaturate colors and sometimes blow up the dynamic to pixelated. What Hasselblad is doing for OnePlus is basically teaching them how not to do that. One can assume that Leica will be doing the same for Xiaomi. Smartphone cameras, especially the ones from Chinese brands like Xiaomi and OnePlus, always had the tendency to overprocess and over-sharpen images. Now, these are hard to detect in well-lit conditions, and the images seem to be just right. However, this becomes a critical problem in low-light conditions. This is where Hasselblad and Leica come into play. They're also responsible for basically teaching these smartphone makers how to reel this in. Legendary camera makers like Hasselblad and Leica are a common name in Asian markets. However, they suffer an identity crisis among people who really aren't into photography. A partnership with some of the top-selling smartphone brands will surely come in handy when these legacy camera makers get into a more massive camera market, which will never happen if you know these brands' image. We already know OnePlus is paying Hasselblad over $150 million over 3 years of time, and in all likelihood, their partnership will go beyond that. Although Hasselblad and Leica sells less than 10,000 units a year, the amount of money that comes from these partnerships will go a long way. So after going through so many facts, we can surely say these brand partnerships are nothing but a marketing stunt. Hasselblad, Leica, Zeiss, and others. They're just supervising smartphone manufacturers to make their cameras a little worse than before. The money OnePlus and Xiaomi are paying to these legacy brands is purely for licensing fees to use legacy names with their products to increase popularity and sales. No matter how big the partnership is, Hasselblad, Leica, and Zeiss will never give out their own technology or develop completely new hardware to make some other companies succeed. It also doesn't make any sense for their business strategies. Another fun fact is these marketing stuff is completely ignored by every camera enthusiast or someone who loves photography. They don't even care about smartphone cameras. So that was our thoughts about why everyone is partnering with legacy camera brands like Hasselblad, Leica, and Zeiss. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, consider subscribing.